Hi, how are ya? It's Travis in here, and welcome back to our adventures in Diablo 4. Last episode, we completed the dungeon Belfry Sakara, and we acquired 2 chests from a Helltide and got a bunch of loot. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but we are using a new build. We are officially in pulverized build right now. So I'm going to go over this build and show you guys what it's all about before we get out there and give it a try. So we have Earthen Bulwark. Rocks surround you for 3 seconds, granting a barrier that absorbs 45% of your base life. And the modifiers are, Earthen Bulwark makes you unstoppable while active. Casting Earthen Bulwark grants 18% base life as Fortify. We also have Debilitating Roar, Shapeshift into a Werebear, and Bellow a Mighty Roar, reducing nearby enemies' damage dealt by 70% for 4 seconds. The modifiers that we have for this ability: Debilitating Roar also fortifies you for 22% base life. Debilitating Roar also heals you for 4% of your maximum life each second for its duration. And we got Trample. Shapeshift into a Werebear. Become unstoppable and charge forward, dealing damage and knocking back enemies. Enemies who are knocked back into terrain take an additional damage and are stunned for 3 seconds. Modifiers are Trample deals 150% bonus damage. This bonus is reduced by 50% for each enemy hit after the first. Casting Trample grants 20% base life as Fortify. And then we have a new ultimate skill that we never had an ultimate skill before with the Shred build, called Grizzly Rage. Shapeshift into an unstoppable dire werebear for 13.5 seconds, gaining 20% bonus damage and 20% damage reduction. Damage bonus is increased by 3% each second while in this form. Kills extend this duration by 1 second up to 5 additional seconds. Gain 8% base life as Fortify per second while Grizzly Rage is active. And that seems to be the only modifier that we have for it. And then we have Earth Spike. This is going to be our basic attack. Sunder the Earth, impaling the first enemy hit for 1300 to 1500 damage. Modifiers: Earth Spike has a 10% chance to stun for 2.5 seconds. Fortify for 8% of your base life whenever Earth Spike damages enemies who are stunned, immobilized, or knocked back. And then we have the name of the build. The ability we'll be using all the time: Pulverize. Shapeshift into a werebear and slam the ground, dealing damage to surrounding enemies. Modifiers: your next Pulverize will overpower every 12 seconds while you remain healthy. Enemies hit by Pulverize deal 20% reduced damage for 4 seconds. So there we go. That's an overview of our abilities. So let's check out our gear. We have the unique legendary Vasili's Prayer, which allows us to make this build work in a different way. We have the regular, stats that you get: damage while shapeshifted, overpower damage, maximum life, and lightning resist. The rolls are somewhat okay, a little low, I must say. And the aspect on it is your Earth skills are now also Werebear skills and fortify you for 6. We also have a 2.5% damage reduction while Fortified Gem on it. And that allows us to use Earthen Bulwark and Earth Spike while we are in Werebear form, or while we use Grizzly Rage. Which is pretty good, because Earth Spike is a ranged ability, so we can now generate Spirit while we're enraged. And now we have an extra defensive cooldown while we are a werebear as well. Alright, so let's check out the chest here. Got okay stats on it. What you really want on your chest is like damage reduction stats. Like damage reduction to close enemies, damage reduction to far enemies, total armor, all that stuff. But we got some okay stats. Damage while shapeshifted is pretty good. Total armor is also good. Got a high roll on the fire resistance. And then we got 60 dexterity. And the aspect we have on it is you gain 0.45% increased armor for 4 seconds when you deal any form of damage, stacking up to 45%. And we have 2.5% damage reduction while fortified gems in this chest. And then for our gloves, our stats are +3 ranks of pulverized, pretty damn good. 48 intelligence, 8.3% attack speed, and 19.5% critical strike damage with earth skills, which is good because the aspect we have, pulverize, is now also an earth skill. After causing pulverize, tectonic spikes continue to deal 785 damage over 2 seconds. So now pulverize is an earth skill, which helps out a lot because there's a lot of modifiers that increase our earth skill damage with this build. And here's our pants, Ancestral Legendary Pants. 56 intelligence, 8.1% damage reduction, 18% total armor while in werebear form, and 24 all stats. What you want to have on these pants is damage reduction. So along like the chest, you want like total armor and damage reduction stats, but we got some good stats here. It's not bad. And the aspect we have is basic skills grant 20% damage reduction for 5.5 seconds. And then we also have the 2.5% damage reduction while fortified gems socketed. And now on to the boots. We've got some Ancestral Legendary boots here. 60 willpower, 9.4% spear cost reduction, 10.5% shrine buff duration, and 44 intelligence. We really just want like movement speed on this and the spear cost reduction. Shrine buff duration doesn't help too much, but it's probably the worst one we have on here. But at least, you know, it does help us. It's not completely useless. And the aspect we have, damage from earth skills slow enemies hit by 50%. And now onto our weapon. This is the weapon we've been using the entire time. It has pretty good rolls. It's the best weapon we've ever gotten so far. We have damage to distant enemies, vulnerable damage, basic skill damage. We probably would rather have core skill damage because pulverize is a core skill. And willpower, which increases our damage as well. And the aspect we have is pulverize creates a shockwave that travels forward, dealing 144% of its damage to targets in the path. And we have the 10.5% critical strike damage to vulnerable enemy gems. Now onto the neck. We've got 3 ranks of the Defiance passive. I'll show you guys what that is if you don't know. This is it here. Nature magic skills deal 24% increased damage to elites. And nature magic is like earth skills. So now since pulverize is an earth skill, it's also a nature magic skill, I believe. So that means our pulverize should be doing 24% increased damage to elites as well. And then we have spear cost reduction, which is good. Damage reduction while fortified, not bad. And then 6.3% willpower. And our aspect is your core skills deal up to 42% increased damage based on your amount to fortify. And we have a 220 armor skull gem socketed. And now on to our rings. We have maximum life, damage over time, damage to injured enemies, and critical strike chance. Not bad. The damage over time is probably the worst one because I don't really think we have too much damage over time, or if any at all, in this build. But the aspect we got is really good. Restore 4 of your primary resource when you crowd control an enemy, which will be happening all the time because of our boots. Give our earth skills now slow enemies hit by 50%, and we'll be using earth skills all the time. So we'll always be generating our resource. We shouldn't have any problem with our resource generation at all, I hope. And now on to the next, and then yeah, we have the 220 skull gem in there. And then on to our final piece, the Circle of Rampaging Werebeast ring. We got 457 max life, 24.8% damage to close enemies, 4.2% critical strike chance, and 18% damage to crowd controlled enemies. So not a bad ring. It's all right. And the aspect we have, The duration of Grizzly Rage is increased by 1 second. In addition, critical strikes while Grizzly Rage is active increase your critical strike damage by 10% for the duration. Wish we could have a higher roll on that. We'll have to look for this this aspect while we're out farming legendaries. And we have a 220 armor skull gem, just like all of our jewelry. Now on to our spirit boons. We chose wariness. Take 10% reduced damage from elites. Swooping attacks, gain 10% attack speed. Calamity, extend the duration of ultimate skills by 25%. That will extend our, our ultimate skills, Grizzly Rage. And then we have 2 in this one, this boon here. Masochist, critical strikes with shape-shifting skills heal you for 3% max life. And Calm Before the Storm, nature magic skills have up to a 10% chance to reduce the cooldown of your ultimate skill by 2 seconds. So that's good. So we should be in Grizzly Rage pretty much all the time. So let's check out our abilities. I won't read the abilities again, but I will go over them. Got Earth Spike. Mostly want to just show you guys the passives here. Heart of the Wild, maximum spirit increased by 3. Abundance, basic skills generate 18% more spirit, and Wild Impulses, your core skills cost 9% more spirit, but deal 15% increased damage. So hopefully we don't have any issues with spirit, so this will work out well. And then we have 8 out of 5 Pulverize. Predatory Instinct, critical strike chance against close enemies is increased by 6%. And Iron Fur. You gain 9% damage reduction while in Werebear form. This bonus persists for 3 seconds after leaving Werebear form. Should be in Werebear form pretty much all the time. So that's a constant 9% or 18% damage reduction. Or 9%, I should say. And then Earthen Bulwark. Debilitating Roar. And then we have Nature's Reach. Deal 9% increased damage to distant enemies. Double this bonus if they are also slowed, stunned, immobilized, or knocked back. Our enemies will always be slowed because of our boots, so this should be at 18% pretty much all the time. And then we have Crushing Earth. Earth skills deal 15% increased damage to slowed, stunned, mobilized, or knocked back enemies. Well, they'll always be slowed, so this should be up all the time. Safeguard. Critical strikes with Earth skills fortify you for 7% base life. And Stone Guard. While you have Fortify for over 50% of your maximum life, your Earth skills deal 12% increased damage. So hopefully we can keep that up. We'll also have to see if we can keep our Fortify above 50% max life. And then we also have Trample, which is a great movement ability skill and also Unstoppable. And then we have Defiance. Nature magic skills deal 24% increased damage to elites. Circle of Life. Nature magic skills that consume spirit heal you for 3% of your maximum life. And Natural Disaster. Your Earth skills deal 12% increased damage to vulnerable enemies. And then there's a Storm variation of this. Your Storm skills deal 12% increased damage to enemies that are stunned, immobilized, or knocked back. And then we have our ultimate ability, Grizzly Rage. Explained, read all this earlier. And then we have Defensive Posture. Increases the amount of Fortify you gain from all sources by 5%. And then our key passive is Earthen Might. Lucky Hit, damaging enemies with Earth skills has up to a 5% chance to restore all of your spirit, which is amazing. Cause your attacks to be guaranteed critical strikes for 5 seconds. This chance is increased by 10% for critical strikes, 10% if the target is stunned, immobilized, or knocked back. So I believe slow is an immobilize, I hope. Because if that is true, then it will always be increased to 10%. And now on to our Paragon board. We have the exploit board here, pretty much the same as the first board we used with our first build, the Shred Druid. And we have the exploit glyph. I guess I'll go over the rare nodes and the glyphs. We have the rare node prime, 20% damage, 4% maximum life. We have the bonus. And then glyph socket we put in here is exploit, which is giving us 11.8% vulnerable damage. When an enemy is damaged by you, they become vulnerable for 3 seconds. This cannot happen more than once every 20 seconds per enemy. We also have Impel, 20% increased damage and 10 willpower. And then the next board here is Ancestral Guidance. And we have the rare node Reclamation, 16 maximum spirit, and 2 spirit on kill. And we have the bonus for all the rare nodes. Rare nodes, and yeah, and then we have this one's this one's a big deal, Ancestral Guidance. After spending 75 spirit, you deal 30% increased damage for 5 seconds. Spiritual Power, 28% core skill damage and 35% basic skill damage. And then we have the glyph Werebear, 10.6% damage increased damage while in Werebear form, and you gain 10% damage reduction while in Werebear form. And then the final rare node is Harmony, 28% core skill damage and 10 willpower. And we are now going to be going into our next board attachment once we get another Paragon point. And that will probably be for, what board are we going to use? I think Survival Instincts. Pretty sure. Yeah, guys, that's the build. So let's check it out. I know that was like a 16-minute explanation, but I felt like that was necessary just so you guys can follow along and know what I'm working with here. All right, so what are we going to do now? We do have a Helltide going on. 19 minutes. Let's just go check it out. Maybe we can pull it off. Check out helltides.com here. And we'll see how the build goes. Maybe we can get 175 cinders if the build's good. If the build's not that great, then maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just get wrecked. But I hope this has to be better than the Shred Druid build we were using. It's gotta be. I don't know what the heck happened there. We clicked on the portal. It's one of those days. Keep getting sent back. It's like they just don't want us to do a Helltide. But we're gonna do it. Even though we only have 18 minutes now. Okay, good. Just don't touch the portal. And let's do this, guys.
I must wait a moment.
At 12 stacks, your next Pulverize will overpower. Okay, so how do we get out of this town? We want to go, I guess we'll go south to these areas here.
I'm not ready.
We'll see if we can do an event. If we can do an event solo, that would be amazing. Okay, so yeah, Grizzly Rage. Alright, everything's just getting wrecked. Looking pretty good so far. So awesome, dude.
I must wait a moment.
Let's use Landslide and move. These mobs are much higher level than us. They're around 7 levels higher.
I'm not ready yet.
I will admit we were a little bit faster as a Shred Druid, but we didn't do damage like this. This is awesome.
I must wait a moment.
This is crazy. I wish I went this build a little earlier, but we did get the helmet that makes it like really work the way it is. A little late, and I would have had to farm those dungeons a little bit earlier. I kind of wish I did, because this is so much better than what we were working with earlier. Like I remember struggling last
I
episode
must wait a
in the
moment.
Helltide.
I'm out of spirits.
Now we're like one-shotting succubuses, which is awesome. I remember chasing them around. Don't have to worry about that anymore.
I must wait a moment.
Okay, so if we want to get let's start focus. So the build's working great. So let's focus on getting to these events. That's where we're gonna get the most amount of
I need
legendaries.
time to do that.
Okay, here's an event here. See how we do with these waves, guys. Getting completely wrecked. See how we do against elites.
I'm out of
Okay,
spirits.
let's use Grizzly Rage. Could not do this on our Shred Druid. We're just pulverizing them. They're actually probably going to get this wave, all the 5 waves completed.
I'm out of spirits.
Potentially, maybe, I don't know. It could be tough here with these elites. Okay, there we go, use that, get out of that.
I do not have enough spirits.
Use a little bit of trample. We are having some spirit issues. It just takes a couple of converse skills and we're good. Doesn't look like we're gonna get 5 out of 5 though. So yeah, our spirit generation could be better. That's what I'm noticing. We're not just able to slam the whole time. But we did defeat 5 waves. Like my Druid wasn't even able to survive this stuff last episode, and now we're doing it solo. Alright, so we got another 13 minutes to go. I think there's another one down here. Yeah, Helltides are going to be a lot more fun now. That we can just, you know, do them solo and not have to, like, rely on others. Just to help us. No more leeching.
I'm not ready yet.
What happened there? I'm still a noob with the build. I should be probably using my abilities a little bit more, like land, trample, and all that.
I must wait a moment.
Rarely ever using debilitating roar. Really don't have to use it. Probably should go into Grizzly Rage soon.
I'm low on spirit.
This is awesome, guys. I'm loving this. Like, should I go into Grizzly Rage? Like, probably now? Yeah, there we go. Do a little bit of that. Probably want to keep them grouped up. Everything just gets wrecked. We're way past wave 5. Spiders are awesome for this build.
I need more spirit.
We'll run out of spirit. The thing I'll tell you guys, our XP per hour is going to be going up by quite a bit. Look at all these cinders, man. Yeah, we've hit a power spike, guys. This is an insane power spike. We're gonna be 3-chesting pretty damn easy. Maybe we'll even be able to pull off 4 chests. We're already at like 151 cinders. Should probably start heading north to where the chest is, which is, I believe, right over here. Should go here first. Yeah, this is awesome, guys. Getting a build like this makes me want to like play the game like all day.
I need more time.
Having way more fun with this build, and we were a shred. I was a shred druid for like how many hours? Like over 50 maybe. Playing that build. So I'm happy that we were able to give another build a try here. This is just unreal. Let's get a consumable going. Let's use any of them. Any weak elixir.
I'm not ready yet. I'm low on spirit.
I don't even need to use Grizzly Rage. I'll use it here, obviously. Yeah, we have more
I must
than,
wait a moment.
more than enough ammo. This is great.
I'm not ready yet.
Let's check out this event. Another wave event.
I'm out of spirit.
This is ridiculous.
I must wait a moment.
Oh, here we go. Landslide. Notice our elite damage is the best. But it's still a lot better than what we were doing.
I'm out of spirit.
Like little mobs like this, they just get completely wrecked. That was unreal. Full attack, acquire mount armor and a trophy to unlock. We got the challenge, equip jockey. Alright, so let's go to the first chest here, guys. I think it's just right in here. Don't think we'll be... Do we have enough time to get the second one, maybe? Get a second one? Who knows? Everything's just getting wrecked.
I need more spirit.
This is so much better. I did like, though, the playing the other druid just because, you know, we had to like kind of worry about these mobs a little bit, but now the challenge is fun.
I must wait a moment.
But now we just right-click everything and it dies. Which I enjoy too. I'm not complaining. So let's get into our new board here. Survival Instincts. Not too sure what we want to do here. I'll have to look into that later. I wonder which nodes we want to go for the target. Oh, nice ancestral axe, bunch of sacreds.
I cannot carry anymore.
Clearly, we've used a lot of space. Spent a decent amount of gold getting this going too. Spent around like 4 million, I think. We're still doing all right with gold. Where do we go here? Down here. I'm happy we got a chest. That was pretty good. And it's a fun build. Oh, what the heck? Yeah, I guess we'll just do this. I'll get some materials. And then here's the signal horns, cosmetic trophy that we just got. It's cool. Let's see this ancestral axe. Pulverize creates a shockwave. Nice, this is the one that we want. That travel, it's one we're using right now. And it deals 76% of its damage to targets in its path. I think that's pretty comparable to the one that we currently have. It does get increased by a certain amount. I'm not too sure how much more when it's a two-handed weapon, since it's only one-handed. So if we took this aspect off, I'll show you guys how that works. Is there occultist here? Yeah. So you go and see the occultist, and you can pretty much disenchant gear and then hold on to its aspect. So we'll do that with this, I guess. It's not a bad weapon. It's our first ancestral weapon. I don't know if I should get rid of it. Maybe we'll get rid of this. Just for fun. Use this as the example. So you can extract aspects, so you can get rid of the legendary here. And then it costs like 177k. And then we'll get this, which is just the aspect. And then I'll go into our aspect tab. So I can fill this up with a bunch of aspects. And we can hold on to them, and that'll give us a little bit of space. Yeah, guys, that was fun. I'm happy that we were able to, get this build going, and clearly it's working out pretty damn well. I'm not too sure what we should do next. I guess we should, continue to do Hell Tides, try to get, better loot. And another thing we can do is just do all of the dungeons we haven't done and try to get our renown up so we can get more Paragon points and fill out our Paragon board a little bit more. Yeah, guys, that is going to be the end of today's episode. As always, thanks for watching. Keep your heads up. Later.